Julian. Last night, our boy Patrick, he was rooting for Mikayla Blakes to get a 40-piece.
I was rooting for the 40 burger.
Like he was Michaela's father. Like he was just like, she was sitting on
the last minute, I was just watching, like, please get her the ball. Please get her the ball. She's 2 points away, and it just didn't happen. I thought she got fouled with, like, 10 seconds left. I wanted a foul. Ref, let's blow the whistle here. Come on. You need to get your screen time. Blow the whistle, get her to the line, get the 40 points. No, she's just going to have to settle with 38, I guess.
But an unbelievable night, and they stay undefeated. I feel like you've kind of run out of superlatives with her. Like, what is it about her that it makes not only the upper tier of this Vanderbilt roster, but everybody kind of play maybe a few degrees above where they normally are?
Well, indeed. And to your point, Patrick, I was rooting for the 42, but what is 40 when you've scored 50 a couple times already?
That's true. Facts.
You know, it's like oh, just another day at the office. 38. Her fifth 30-point performance of the season, by the way. You know, sometimes in games, guys, you just need your stars to play like stars.
Yeah.
And I know one of the big issues for Vanderbilt this year, and we've talked about it this show, I know Corey's talked about it with you guys as well, is where is that secondary scoring going to come from?
Right.
And they've gotten at times in this undefeated stretch that they're on, best start in school history, they have been able to receive the supporting cast support better than maybe expected. Now, there are going to be games like this where you need Mikayla Blakes to bail you out. Do you want this every time? No. I think if Shea Ralph had her way, it would be a little bit more balanced than 38 points and then the next person scoring 12. That was Justine Passat last night. So, but there are going to be games like this, and I tell you, when you have a game like this, when the play breaks down and maybe you're not having your best offensive performance, or maybe the other team, Mississippi State, you know, gave them some trouble at times last night, you are going to need your best player to bail you out. And Mikayla Blakes in that third quarter bailed them out. And I got to tell you, you know, when you have a player like that, it elevates everybody else around them. Like, they want to go up to that standard and play to that standard. They're not going to score 38 points. No one else on that roster is going to do that. But they are going to give her cut her the slack that she needs at the times that they need to do it at times in this season. And so, again, another incredible performance. I mean, I don't think there's anybody in the country who could guard her. And I think just the fact that she plays for Vanderbilt, I think if they continue on this run, more and more people will start to notice her that haven't already from last year. But I think she deserves, you know, to be in that upper conversation with the Hidalgos of the world, the Lauren Bettses of the world, some of these other upper echelon players across the country.
And that kind of leads me into my question was, you know, she's averaging 30 points per game in SEC play. Obviously, there's still a long ways to go, but we talked during the football season about how it seemed like Diego Pavio, we made the case for the Heisman, ended up finishing in second. Do you think there's a real possibility that she could end up as the SEC Player of the Year?
I mean, sure. I think so, too, especially if Vanderbilt continues to be a top 5 team. And on these bracketology projections continues to hang around maybe a 1 or 2 seed, similar to that Diego Pavia argument. When I told you guys, I said, hey, if you take Diego Pavia and you put him on another team, they are having an equal to better season. But if you take Diego Pavia off that team, or let's say you put Fernando Mendoza on Vanderbilt, are they having the best season in school history? Right. I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to convince me otherwise. Now, if you take Mikayla Blakes off this roster, I mean, they are. It is not a good basketball team, right? Or at least not as good of a team. Like, she is the engine that makes this thing go. I think everybody in the country would love to have a player like her. And if you're thinking as best player, how I see it is not just the best, but the most valuable. Like, the way she impacts the game and her usage rate is so high that if she has an off night, there's no way that they're winning games. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? So she is the scouting report number 1, 2, and 3 on the list for all of these teams. And somehow, you know, they know that they're gunning for her, and she still is able to put up the numbers that she does. It's incredible, guys.
She's a blessing for Coach Shea Ralph, and Coach spoke after the game.
Yeah, I think that the game was super physical. I think they did a good job of being physical, but that's not any different than we've seen before. I think we just have to learn how to play through that better. Also thought we didn't do a great job defending their straight line drives and rebounding. That's been, again, not something new, and they capitalized on that. So something that we'll have to continue to work on, but the basketball's a game of runs. So I understand that. My team understands that. And it was important for us to make sure that that run didn't go any longer, which we did a good job of.
A final thing on the women before we go. They play Michigan coming up, and this is like I saw a bunch of national promos for this one. I think it's Fox or Fox Sports 1. This is a big game. Obviously, it's not in conference, but how big could this be just from a headspace standpoint moving forward into going back into the SEC?
Yeah, the SEC in women's hoops is interesting because it's not like you need to schedule like tough out-of-conference games
100%.
necessarily. Like the resume speak for itself through conference. However, Shea Ralph is trying to get this team ready because you're not going to play an SEC team at the start of the NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? And so the idea is to get them ready for March, and that is a huge game. Now, I talked to Shea Ralph, I think 2 games ago after their Texas A&M win, and she said, look, like the start and the streak and all of that is great, but like whether we win or get to our goals or not, I want to get them the most out of this season and the most out of this opportunity. And I think that goes to playing teams like this in order to get them ready for March. They are going to be a tournament team. Mikayla Blakes is going to be front and center, but will they be battle tested enough outside the conference? And this is certainly a game to do so. And a game like this certainly gives the help with the national perception to maybe flip them into a 1 seed for the rest of the way, and then you're basically playing with house money at that point because you control your own destiny when it comes to a better situation when the tournament and the bracket come out.